Hey guys, this is going to be your test review for volume of 3D shapes. So I'm going to show you how to do it with Desmos instead of just the yellow calculator today. So I will be flipping from this screen to this screen. So Yadira made a wooden cone with a radius of 1.9 inches and a height of 15 inches. Which of the following is the best estimate of the volume of this cone? So I'm going to draw a cone. And the radius is 1.9. And the height is 15. So I'm going to show you the Desmos way first. So you first have to know the formula, which is V equals 1/3 capital B little h. And you're going to get a formula sheet so you don't have to memorize them. You need to remember that big B is the area of the base. And our shape is a circle on the bottom. So area of a circle is pi r squared. So when you do the Desmos way, you have to tell Desmos what everything equals. So I have to tell Desmos that the capital B equals pi r squared. Then I have to tell Desmos that R equals 1.9 and that H equals 15. So if I go to Desmos, I would type all this in exactly how it's written out. So V equals capital B little h, big V equals pi r, let's move that, squared, oops, it put it on the wrong one, squared, r equals 1.9, and h equals 15. Oh, I forgot to put 1/3. 1 divided by 3. There we go. And I get 56.7. So if I didn't want to do the Desmos way, I could do V equals 1/3 pi, the radius, which was 1.9, square it, and type 15. So you have the Desmos way, you have the calculator way. The calculator way is just like using a yellow calculator. So if I look at my answer choices, 56.7, I see that 60 is the closest to 56.7. So 60 is right. So this was the Desmos way. The calculator way is if you just write it all out. So V equals 1/3 pi 1.9 squared times 15. So you have two choices. Number 2, and you can use the yellow calculator for that way. Number 2, a container holds sugar in a shape like a cylinder. So I'm going to draw a cylinder. The radius of this container is 3. And the height of the radius is 10.5. Which of the measurement is closest to the volume of the container in cubic inches? So this is V equals capital B little h. Remember, capital B is still the area of the base. And our base is a circle, so it's still pi r squared. So I'm going to type pi r squared h. I'm going to do this the calculator way, and I'll show you the Desmos way. I plug in my numbers, pi times 3 squared times 10.5. So if I go to Desmos and I type this in, I should get the right answer. So pi 3 squared times 10.5. 296.88. Or I could do V equals big B little h. Big B is pi r squared. The r equals 3. The h equals 10.5. And I get the same answer. So 296.88. So B. So this was the calculator way. Calculator way. And if you wanted to know the Desmos way, you would just write everything out. Or type everything into Desmos. Number 3. A cone and its dimensions are shown in the diagram. So I have a diameter, I have a height, so I need to cut this in half. Which measurement is closest to the volume of the cone? So I'm going to go cut 5 5/8 in half first, so I know the radius. So I'm going to put it in parentheses 5 5/8 divided by 2. I get 2.8125, and I'm going to leave it as a decimal. 2.8125. I'm going to do this just a calculator way. So V equals 1/3 capital B little h. Remember, area of the base is the capital B. So pi r squared is what we're going to plug in. So 1/3 pi r squared h. Plug in my numbers. And I'm going to put that as a decimal. And I'm going to go type it into the calculator. I get 62.12 or 13. So the answer is D. Number 4, we have a sphere. So what is the volume of a sphere? The sphere below, use 3.14 for pi. So it's telling us we're not supposed to use pi. So our formula is 4/3 pi r cubed. So we're not using the pi button. We're going to plug in 3.414. So 4/3, 3.14. And we need r. This is the diameter, so I have to cut it in half to get the radius. So 3. And we cubed it. We don't square it. So we're going to put the little 3 instead of the little 2. So go to the calculator. 4/3, 3.14, 3. You press this AB button next to the 7, and it makes it go up, and you press the 3, and you get 113.04. If you wanted to do it the Desmos way, remember you got to put V equals 4/3, 3.14, the radius cubed. And then we say R equals 3, and we get the same number. So 113.04. So B. Number 5, the volume of the cylinder. What is the volume of the cylinder shown below? Use 3.14 for pi. So V equals big B little h. Area of the base is the capital B. And that's pi times the radius squared still. It hasn't changed. So V equals pi r squared h. We're going to plug in 3.14 for pi. The radius, this is the diameter, so I have to cut it in half, and I get 2. And the height was 9. I'm going to go to the calculator. I'm going to type it in. 3.14 times 2 squared times 9. And I get 113.04. If you wanted to do it the Desmos way, 3.14 r squared times height. Tell the calculator that r equals 2, the height equals 9, and you get the same answer. So 113.04. So A. For a science project, James needs to fill a tennis ball with sand, but he doesn't know how much he will need. He measured the diameter and found it to be 6. Which of the following would be the approximate amount of sand he would need? So I'm going to draw a sphere. And my diameter is 6. So I have to cut that in half, and I get 3. Because the formula is V equals 4/3 pi r cubed. So 4/3 pi times 3 cubed. If I go to the calculator, I'm just going to type it in. So 4/3 pi times 3 cubed. I get 113.09. And the closest answer is 113.04. So we're going to go with A. Number 7 says the area of the base of the cylinder below is 16.3 centimeters squared. We know area of the base is a capital B. If the height is 6.2, so H is 6.2, which expression represents the volume of the cylinder? So V equals capital B little h. I just have to plug in these numbers for the letters that they represent. So 16.3 and 6.2. And I find which answer looks like that, and it is B. That one was pretty easy. Number 8 is which process could be used to find the volume of the cylinder. So I know volume of the cylinder is V equals big B little h. Big B is area of the base. So area of the base times the height. So I wrote it in word form because all these are written in word. So multiply the length of the diameter by the height. That is not what we wrote. Multiply the square of the radius by the height. Still not what we wrote. Multiply the circumference by the height. Not what we wrote. Multiply the area of the base by the height. What we wrote. So D. Number 9 says the diameter of a cylinder is 10 inches and the height is 12 inches. Write out an equation to find V, the volume of the cylinder. So I'm going to draw a picture first. The height is 12. The diameter was 10. So I have to cut the diameter in half to get the radius. So I get 5. So V equals the capital B little h. We know capital B is pi r squared. So I just plug in my numbers. Pi times 5 squared times 12. And that is your answer because it just wants the equation. And the last one, number 10. A cylinder and its dimensions are shown in the diagram. Which equation can be used to find V, the volume of the cylinder, in cubic inches? So the same thing as we just did. I have a diameter. I have to cut it in half to get the radius. I get 2.5. So V equals big B little h. Big B is still pi r squared. It has not changed. It will not change in pre-algebra. So pi r squared h. So pi times 2.5 squared times h. Because we don't have a number for h. It's just h. So I look at my answer choices and I see C is the right one. If you have any questions, please ask your teacher.